Everybody. Well, tomorrow we play against the freaking Virginia Tech Hokies in the Tecmo Bowl. And I'm freaking stoked. You know why? Because my Jackets are about to go up to 4 wins on the freaking year, baby. And that's something that we haven't done in about 4 years. We haven't had freaking 4 wins. So I'm stoked to finally get over this threshold, this Collins threshold. I got confidence that my Jackets are going to go to Lane Stadium and take care of business against Virginia Tech. For some reason, they're favored. I mean, the just disrespect here for my Jackets to be the underdog to this terrible team. I mean, Virginia Tech's one of the worst teams in the ACC, right? They are 2-6, and they're just having a horrible year under their first-year head coach, Brent Pry. And we really should have beat, Virginia, too, because they're just as bad. These are two of the worst teams in the ACC. And I think that my Jackets should handle business. But I said that against Virginia, too. And what's different? Well, we're not going to have Zach Gibson in there anymore. Unfortunately, news broke today that Jeff Sims is actually not going to be starting tomorrow. It's going to be Zach Pyron. And that really sucks because Jeff Sims is the freaking man. And I had heard, from the Brent Keith's press conference earlier this week that Jeff Sims was full speed and he was going to be playing, but he does have a broken bone in his foot, so I guess it's too much for him to play on, and so he's going to have to be out, which really sucks because we really need him. But I think even with a true freshman at quarterback, from what he played against Florida State last week in the second half of that game, I do think that we could be all right. I think we can be all right. I think we can win this game. I don't think Virginia Tech, even with a backup quarterback, true freshman, I think we should be able to take them out. I mean, that's just the way it is. They're a really bad team. Really bad. But so is Virginia, and we freaking lost to them. I mean, that's how bad we are without Jeff Sims. But that was also with Zach Gibson, who was probably the worst quarterback I've ever seen take the field. And so we don't have him freaking coming out anymore. We got Zach Pyron. He did pretty good against Florida State in the second half of that game. He really started, I felt like, to get comfortable. And I think that he got, just comfortable enough to be able to, keep us in this game and get himself a win. Brent Key is really having to deal with a lot here as the interim head coach. He's pretty much out of the running for the job. He probably would have needed a lot more to be able to get the job, do a lot better than he has been, and it's just looks like he's not going to be getting it. But he still wants to win. He still wants to kick some ass, and he's having to kind of adjust to losing Jeff Sims, which is rough on us, but I think Zach Pyron can do it. So Virginia Tech tomorrow. I'm freaking stoked. I am not going to be able to stream the game. I'm going to have to be working. But fortunately, I'm getting the buzzsaw to fill in for me. So look forward to that. The buzzsaw will be here tomorrow, streaming the game for the first time ever on the Sea-Dog channel. It'll be a big deal. It'll be great. So I'm so stoked for that. And I just think we can beat them. I mean, Virginia Tech's terrible. I mean, I don't have like some kind of amazing breakdown. It's the Tecmo Bowl. I mean, they usually have our number, which sucks, but we play good in Lane Stadium. Everybody wants to talk about this home field advantage that they have. Well, not when they're 2-6. Okay, that pretty much takes that away. I'm really not worried about the road environment at all. I'm not, I'm not scared of the Hokies at all. I wasn't scared of Virginia either, and I just keep coming back to that because it's tough. But I don't know. I just hope we can get this win. However close it is, that's okay. If we get a win with our true freshman quarterback, that's a win. A win is a win for Georgia Tech right now. We don't really have any easy games. This is going to be the easiest game on the rest of our schedule, and who knows where the season's going to take us. Zach Pyron only has, you're only able to play in 4 games and keep your red shirt, right? So he played in the Florida State game, but the problem is we now have 4 games left. So not sure what they're going to do there. Don't know if they want to burn the red shirt. It's something I could see. A lot of us as fans talk about, like, what game are they going to sit him out to not burn the red shirt? But if Jeff Sims is out and he gives us the best chance of winning, then they're probably going to burn the red shirt. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I don't think that they really care. These days we're, it's not like is Zach Pyron really going to be here for 4 full years? I don't know. It's not likely, is it? It seems like a lot of these days the freaking players are transferring out. So who knows if freaking Zach Pyron's going to even be here for 4 years. I mean, I hope so. I hope he's the next greatest, latest thing at Georgia Tech. But, who knows? So that's something to kind of think about with the red shirt and deal and all that. I happen to just think that they're going to burn it, but a lot of people have been talking about that. Also, we need a new freaking head coach. I'm tired of waiting for it. What's up with that? I mean, this is kind of like a stream of consciousness right now, but I'm tired of waiting for a freaking head coach. We need to freaking get one already. Like, I'm on pins and needles here. Please don't be Bill O'Brien. I want Jamie Chadwell, okay? Of all the most realistic choices, I want Jamie Chadwell the most. Of course, I had Deion Sanders above him and Dave Clawson, but they're probably not going to happen. So, I want Jamie Chadwell, okay? So, that's where I stand on that. Just so that's out there. My Jackets are in a tough spot lately, and we're getting really, really disrespected by just everyone. Chalked up as an easy win. Well, it wasn't a fluke that Brent Key took over and we won the Pitt and Duke games, okay? The team that played those teams was a good team. Duke is a solid team. They played a good game, and we dominated Duke. We dominated them for most of the game. Let them come back there at the end. We still had our offensive struggles, but it was clear that the potential was there. We have a good roster. It just needs to be honed, and we've been crippled for the past 2 weeks because Jeff Sims has been hurt, and now everyone's written us off. Well, Virginia Tech's favored now for some reason. I mean, I guess that's why we don't, we got a true freshman coming in. And Miami's got us chalked up as an easy win. Yeah, Miami, as if they have any easy wins on their schedule. They're about to get blown out by Florida State, too. So, don't even get me started on Miami. Guess who was right about Miami sucking this year? It was me. And we're still going to beat them. I'll tell you that. With or without a true freshman quarterback, I don't care. We could put Zach Gibson back there and freaking beat them. They suck so bad. They won't score on defense. Anyway, that's kind of where I stand. Jackets everybody's been real down on my Jackets, but we do have potential, okay? And people are going to be surprised when we, win a couple more games, but except for me, because I know we can. And a lot of people don't pay attention to a crappy team. I get it. Well, I feel like I'm the most qualified because I freaking watch every week. I know exactly what's going on. And I'm not, a lot of people just say, oh, they suck. Oh, we freaking don't. We don't suck. Okay? Not without, I know we suck kind of without Jeff Sims. And our offense, even with Jeff Sims, isn't the best freaking offense ever. But we don't just suck, okay? We're like a bowl caliber team with Jeff Sims. Which I know isn't, amazing, but it's a lot better than, what we were last year, which should have been a bowl caliber team, but the coaching wasn't there. Well, I got to say, a lot of people wrote Brent Key off, don't want him, and I'm not saying to hire him for head coach or anything, but I think he's done a great job personally. So I think he's been dealt a tough hand. And you could say that, it's his offensive line. The root of our offensive problems are at the offensive line, which is his position coach, and he hasn't been able to return it in 4 years. So you could say that was his fault in the end. That is kind of what kept him from becoming successful in his interim year, and I wouldn't be able to argue with that. I wouldn't be able to argue with that at all. You'd kind of take away a little bit of that. I don't know if that was his fault. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if that's falls on Collins' shoulders. What I do know is a lot of the coaches, position coaches, and coordinators were hamstrung by Collins because as soon as he leaves, it gets fired. Our freaking defense is playing amazingly. So I do know that. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. We're going to freaking beat the Hokies tomorrow. I'm going to tell you what. It's at noon. It's going to be not me streaming, but the Buzzsaw. So freaking look forward to that. Buzzsaw's going to come up here and put the hurt on them. And my Jackets are going to put the hurt on them in their own stadium. Go Jackets. I'll see you freaking guys next time.